Recording is on.
Earlier this week, we talked about AI prompting, and yesterday also talked about we talked about risk management yesterday. How we can manage risks effectively and efficiently as product managers. And today, we are going to be talking on the last topic, uh, which is the conflict resolution in products. Conflict resolution in products. That's what we're going to be looking at. I'll share my screen now. I'm doing that. Sharing. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen now. So we're going to be looking at conflict resolution for product managers, how we can manage conflicts. Conflicts, we already know that conflict arises almost in all organizations because we are from different backgrounds, we are of different orientations. So there is no way, even if we are siblings, our conflicts will still arise. So and for products, it's something that it's common, and we need to understand how we can manage conflicts and why they really arises in products. So as product managers, in as much as we are the CEO of our product, then we should be able to manage conflicts well. So let's look at what we have here. So the first one is why conflict is normal in products. It's normal, yeah. Why is conflict normal in products? The first thing is conflict happens because team have different goals. Yes, teams. The product team have different goals. The product team will different things have different goals. So the product team goal is, oh, they want to launch. The marketing team is they want to have many acquisition. The business team is, oh, they want to generate enough revenue for the business. So engineering team is uh they want to they want to build a system that is scalable, a system that is that can stand the test of time. So different teams like that, we have different goals. So we have different goals as team, and that is why conflict will arise. So if my own goal as a technical team member is, oh, our goal in the technical team is that we build a scalable system that if they send, for instance, you are using a fintech app now, if they send 200 transactions, the system should be able to withstand it. But the product team is having another goal different from that, saying that build the system with the MVP first, such that it's able to accept 50 transactions. But the the developers are saying, the engineering team is saying, no, our own goal is whatever system we are building has to be scalable. Now, conflicts will arise because of this. The product team has go, hey, the engineering team is saying another thing. So now there is difference in the goals. So now, how you can now align it as a product manager is what sets you aside as a good PM. Another reason why conflicts will arise or will happen again is each function optimizes for different outcomes. Now, each of the functions that you do optimize for different outcome. You might do this feature that, oh, okay, this feature is, I want people to be able to use this feature so that we generate revenue for the company. However, this onboarding feature is for us to have more customer acquisition. So you have different outcome for each of the functions, so which might cause conflict, because now you are seeing it from your home perspective that, okay, this feature is for this function is for this, but the other cross-functional team have their own goal, which is quite different from what you are looking at that time. So the future you are telling them to build at that time might not really be aligning with their own goal, because for instance, now you're building a future and the future is not to generate revenue for the company, but rather to have a good customer experience for the user. Now, the business team might see this as not necessary at that point in time because their own goal is to generate income for the organization. So now you now have different goals, different ideas, which are contradicting and can arise to conflicts. So this is another reason why conflict happens. Another reason why conflict happen is because resources resources are limited. You are working with a lean team, you have very lean team, your developer is just one or two. Now um you are working on different projects. The project team wants the engineering team to also work on this project, as well as your own project. Engineering team has lean number of members, and conflicts will arise because they'll be like, oh, you cannot drop me on this project, drop me on this project, drop me on this project. Conflicts will arise, or no, this is the priority now, why not work on my project now, assign resources for my project. So these things will cause conflict. So now product managers sit in the middle of the first engineering team. As a product manager, you need to be able to sit in the middle of engineering. You need to be able to sit in the middle of design. You need to be able to sit in the middle of business. You need to be able to sit in the middle of leadership as well as customers. So all of these things now, you are in the middle. You are trying to like ensure that you are aligning with your engineering team, you are aligning with your designing team. There is no problem whatsoever from the business team. There is no problem whatsoever from the business team. Why you are also in the middle of leadership, leading as a product manager, and also you are ensuring that you are satisfying customers satisfaction, customers need. So this is very important. This is very, very, very important for us as product managers. So you need to sit at the intersection of engineering, design, business, leadership and customer. You are in the middle. You are there managing this. You are there like trying to ensure that things are aligned. That's why as product manager we always say you have to work cross functional. It's important that you work cross functional. You cannot say I will only relate well with the product team. I don't have any business with the engineering team. Okay, even if I have business with the engineering team, it's minimal. Or I don't want to have any business with the marketing team. My own is to build the product. Whether they sell or not is none of my business. No, you don't have to do that as a product manager. You have to be at the intersection of all of this. All of these teams, you have to be at the intersection, ensuring that you are aligning things with the business goals. So conflict is not a problem. Don't think as conflict. Don't think conflict as a problem. Conflict is not a problem. Conflict is managed. Sorry, conflict is normal. Conflict is normal. Even the tongue and the teeth fight. So see conflict as something that is normal, something that will happen. So take yourself and your friends for instance, even if your other colleagues on this call, some of you might have one clash or another, one conflict or another. So conflict arises, so it's normal, it's not a problem. But when you do not manage it, that is when it's a problem. Unmanaged conflict is the problem, but conflict itself, it's not a problem. So it's only when you are not able to manage that conflict and you allow it to escalate and disrupt productivity, that is when it is a big problem. Okay, so product managers live without authority. So product managers really have direct authority. So as a product manager, remember that you are the CEO of your home product. So hardly would you have a direct authority, like the project manager is not your authority. So I said when you have to start reporting to the CEO, your manager, so you really have a direct authority that, oh, okay, oh, this is the products manager authority. Product managers succeed through influence. So the way product managers succeed is through influence, alignment, data, clear communication. Influence in the sense that you're able to influence decisions based on your research. You are able to influence people around you. You are able to influence your cross functional team. You don't only lead, you have good followers. Like, the so leadership is somebody that knows the way, you know the way, you go the way, and you show the way. Now, as a leader, you don't expect people to do things for you. Do things, show, lead by example. Whatever it is that you want them to do, you have to start doing it so that they can also do it. So that influence, you have to be able to influence them positively. You have to be able to influence your design team, be able to influence your engineering team, be able to influence your business team. They have to see that zeal in you, that, oh yes, it is, you cannot ask somebody to help you lift a burden or lift a load on your head, but you are not making effort, so you have to make that effort. You need to be sound. Like, you need to take your product serious. When you take your product serious, then that's when your other cross functional team can take it serious. But when you take your product with levity, that shebi I'm just doing this thing as survivor, it's for them to pay me and let me get out, I cannot kill myself, it is not my father's business, then your other team will also take it as it is not their own father's business. But when you take this thing as though your life, your career, everything depends on it, you are able to influence them. They will be the one gingering you sef. Like, they will be, most times, I really like to give practical examples. So most times, when I don't, because I have a daily sync with my engineering team. So when I don't call, or maybe our group is just dull in a day, nobody saying anything, I'll be like, what is happening? They'll be the one to message, what is happening? Are we not working today? Is anything the problem? Because they know that, yes, on a normal day in the morning, everybody, okay, good morning, you drop small motivation for them, people will switch to work, later in the day will align, and that is it. So you have been able to influence them such that when you are not there, or I can't even if I will not be around, I'll have to tell them, because there's no way you can just sleep out and they will not know. So I'll have to, very early in the morning of previous day, I will not be around so day, so please just manage yourself until I'm back. Because I've been able to influence them to that level that, okay, even when they didn't hear from me, they want to hear, know that they will not be running from work, that they once you did not ask about them, or once you don't talk, they will just be happy that, thank God, oh, this person did not talk today. But this one, they will even be like, what is happening, what is happening? Because I've gingered them. Now they're now they reciprocating that when maybe I'm cold, or maybe I'm doing some other things, and I just say, okay, let me just leave those guys to themselves. So they will be the one to come back and be like, Eli, Elizabeth, what's happening now? Is there anything? In fact, when they finish work, they'll be the one to say, do you have anything for us? Like, any quick fix, anything at all. They will not wait for you to come and ask them that, are you done with this work? You give them a task. When they finish, they will come and tell you that they are done, you should test. They will not wait for you, even if they finish 4:59 and work will end 5 o'clock. They will not say, what's my home till tomorrow jare, I will make sure that I will tell this person that I'm done by 12 p.m. They will let you know, okay, is there anything for us to work on? You don't need to start asking them, hey you, what are you working on? Hey you, what are you working on? You already know what you've given them. When they are done, they will come to you. Oh, we are done. How far? Any other thing? And that's how it should be. You should be able to influence them. It's not easy at the beginning, but yeah, as time goes on, in order for you to be a very good PM that is without authority, because you lead without authority, Not like you start imposing it on them that, hey, I am your boss, come and do this thing. Hey, I am your this, come and do this thing. No, because I'm the CEO of the products, I want to be commanding my engineers, I want to be commanding my design team, I want to be commanding this. No, you don't do that. You don't command your engineers, they are not your slave. You don't command them to come and work. You influence them to work. You will influence them to work. That is one thing about it. You want them to do something, do that thing in return. Let me give you practical examples now. uh okay, back then, during our school days, we have this fellowship that we used to do. And then, so I founded it because they were not doing such in my school, so I started it. So then I had to go to people to collect phone numbers, call them to come for meetings and all that. Like, it was like more disturbing. You call them the previous day that there's going to be meeting so day. On the meeting day, I'll get there early, I'll start calling all of them again. Hello, where are you, where are you? The meeting is starting by this time. Some will even pick. One guy picked, I remember, on the one guy picked and told me that, "Sister Elizabeth, I the owner of the phone is not around." And I recognized his voice very well. He's the one. But he told me that he wasn't around. One wasn't like, "You're disturbing me, like you're bothering me too much." So that continues like that. Some will come, some will not come. So it got to some time I had to go home. I had an emergency at home. So I didn't go. I was not there. And it was there for meeting. And they were the one calling me. That, "So Elizabeth, where are you? We're already there. We didn't see you. Like, we've started." Like, they had to do everything. I wasn't there, but they did everything. These are the same set of people that I used to beg to come for meeting. But now I'm not in the meeting, but they are able to carry on even without me. So you don't have to like push them, impose it on them that you must do this thing. Somebody was telling me on Sunday in church that, okay, when it was the president of the youth, blah blah blah. After that, there's this particular thing celebration that we did in church, and everybody was tired. It was the president, everybody was tired. After the program, the church was so dirty, and the priest came and checked and be like, "Ah, this thing is very dirty," but he couldn't say anything. He just went inside. And the president too was so tired, so he told the members that, okay, let's try and sweep the church. That everywhere was not just dirty, it was, you have to even wash it. But they were so tired. They were like, "No, it's late. We are going home. We are tired." This the next thing, and he's a guy. He said he just told them that he just told one person that, "Just give me broom and detergent." Then he carried broom, started sweeping. That was just it. That was the game changer. He just started sweeping, and before you know it, everybody there started sweeping. They started carrying their broom. They didn't only sweep, but they washed the whole place. Now, he did not impose it on them that you must. He told them, let's do this thing. They said we cannot do. Okay, no problem. He started doing it, and others follow. So that's what you should also take into your product management journey when you find yourself in that situation. Do it. Do the job. Don't impose it on them. I remembered uh we my QA team then, I will ask them, I will call them into meetings, that, "Oh, okay, if we should test for me, do this, do that." At some point, it wasn't going well with them. They feel I was just calling them into meetings and asking them to start demoing their screen, sharing their screen, demoing their phone to show me the it was tiring on them that they had to even go and tell their, what's it called, leader, no, anytime Elizabeth will just call them that they should come and be demoing, they should come and be testing. They don't operate like that. So, okay, no problem, you don't operate like that. What am I doing if I cannot test? So I just left them to their own. Like, it's not like I forsake them or something. No, I just left them. No problem, you can carry out your QA activities when you will, but I will not allow you to be a blocker to whatever it is I am doing. So I took it upon myself to test myself. I no longer call them that, "Oh, come, oh, let's," and while I was even calling them in meeting to see their screen is, you will tell them to test this thing. You give them something to test by 8 o'clock. You are following them by 4 p.m. You are chasing them, they still not do it. So that's why I was now like, okay, come, let us be on the call. Let me be seeing your screen. And it is not even as if I wasn't able to tell. I think, oh yeah, the problem then, why I wanted them to be showing me their screen. Not like I cannot test though. The problem was device, yes. I needed to test an Android application. It's an Android application. And I don't have an Android. That was the problem. And they have the Android app, they have an Android phone to be able to do this thing. And that was why I was always calling them into the meeting that, okay, share your screen, let me see how this thing works. Because normally I will tell them that go and test it and maybe do a screen recording and share with me. But since they will chase them, and I'm like, okay, let us get on a call. Each time I need to test this thing, I'll be able to see like, okay, okay. And it wasn't going well with them. I said, okay, since they said this thing is not working for them, and me, I have a blocker. There's no Android for me to test this application. Oh, what can I do? What can I do? So that means I need to go get an Android phone or borrow one. So I left them to themselves and I had to start borrowing anytime I needed to test. Uh I had to borrow my mommy's phone, my mommy's Android phone to test. And I left them. It was even later they were now like, Elizabeth, what's happening? You're not giving us what's it called to do. Is there anything you want us to do? If there's anything, the project team will reach out to you on that. Everything is already on our board. You can check the sprints, check the tickets, the developers. I no longer wait for them. So I cannot allow them to be a blocker. So rather than having that blocker is for me to, okay, look at how can I figure out, how can I solve that blocker that myself have so that I will be able to test. It is not a problem for me to test. That is it. Like, what is there? It is not a problem for me to test. But why I'm asking you to test is because you have this device. So you don't impose it on them because they did not test o, because they now went to go and report to you. Sef you now go and report, you go and report them to your manager or your managing director. It doesn't make any sense. Leave them, they will come. Just leave them, do your thing. Sometimes I do like some persons don't exist. If I have seen and tried you that, okay, do this thing, you're not doing it, no problem. And it's something I can do. In as much as not coding that I cannot code, that I know that I cannot code. If it is other thing, if it is to manage project, I manage my projects. I don't have to wait for a project manager to start managing my engineers or ordering my engineers around. I do that myself. And that's why for you to succeed as a program manager, you need to work with influence. That's true influence. You influence them. You don't expect yourself to be lazy and you want your engineering team or your other team members to be hardworking. They will follow you. If you are lazy, they will lazy. If you say you're not working, see, sometimes sometimes when duty calls, maybe we need to deliver something to a client and we need to work on weekends. Not that I need to work on weekend, not me working on the weekend. It's my engineering team working on the weekend. What will I do in return? I will join them and work. I will join them to show that they are not alone. I will just tell them that, you know what, this weekend we're going to work and I'll be on standby. If you need me to do anything for you, you need me to test, especially if it is back end, they really don't like looking at the UI, they have to call you to test for them. I said, don't worry. I know it's not convenient for me because weekends is only when I have time for my own stuff. So, but I'll let them know that you are not alone. No. And I will ensure that my phone is close to me in case they drop anything. I'm ready to respond. I'm ready to test and give them feedback immediately, even if it is entails me carrying my laptop to where I'm going, so that when they call that, we want to test this thing, I'm able to do that. But imagine you now told them to go and work on a weekend, but you that you are telling them to work on a weekend because you are the CEO of the products, you don't want to work, you now turn off your phone and you are expecting results. It does not work that way. You have to influence them. You that you say come and work, you have to be with them, work with them. So that is when you are leading, that's one way you can succeed. I told you that my engineers don't fuck me up. They don't they don't disappoint me. Even they will cover my what's it called sometimes, like, oh, maybe there's a bug I didn't notice on time and I needed to use the application immediately. They tell me, don't worry, calm down, we'll do it. Don't worry, sure you are not trusting us again. They will do it. So it's true influence. Sometimes they are not willing. Like, one thing is build a very good relationship with them. I've pushed them to this stage, like it's not really pushed. Like, I've created this relationship and influenced them to this stage that when I'm not cool with something, maybe I'm not happy about something, they know I'm not happy about this thing. It is not convenient for them to do, but they will still proceed to go and do it just because I needed it to be done. Let me give you an instance. uh we needed to do an urgent work which has a deadline, and the person working on it fell sick along the line, couldn't proceed with the work, and the person that is supposed to that can take up from the person was like, oh no, I won't take up this thing because I understand the fact that it's busy. Yes, the person is busy with some other tasks, which is still my product. But what can I do? What can I do? And this thing is deadline. If you don't miss that deadline, you have to pay huge amount of money. Huge in foreign currencies. Oh. They will have to, you have to pay for another if you don't meet that deadline. And we are like few days to the deadline. What can I do? They say, there's nothing you do. Oh. This thing, we will not do it. Hey, this, that, we will not do it oh, because we have other things. And this thing is supposed to be done before now. So I just said, okay, no problem. If you will not do it, but me, I feel we should do it. But if you feel it is not going to be comfortable for you, it's fine, no problem. I'm also trying to manage the expectation of the stakeholders that okay, see, this is where we have this is the blocker we have at hand. They are all in the loop of everything. So it was on a Friday and we closed work as normal now. The next thing, Saturday, no, not even Saturday, Sunday, I came back from church and I was seeing mails, I was seeing messages on the group. What is happening? Same engineer that have told me that he's not going to work on this thing has picked up this task and started working on it. And before Monday, he was able to wrap it up. Like, I was so amazed. Because I already like, no problem, we're going to pay another money. That's simply what it means, that we're going to pay another money. Just came back. He has already done it. After all the no, 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 I'll not do it. And that is it. So it will get to some certain extent you would have influenced them and they will help you too. That's one thing. So you need to, for you to succeed, you need to lead. You need to succeed through influence and alignment. Align. Business team say this is their own goal. Your own team say this is your own goal. Okay, just ensure that okay, everybody see is one goal that me I know that we are working on, which I will always tell them is a working software. All these our paparazzi, all these our grammar, all these things, documentation is towards one working software, which we should all aim at. Then another one is clear communication. Data. So you have to succeed through data, your user research, get enough data. So these are things that will help you to lead. Like, oh, when you are talking from like, oh, you have this data, you've made your research, this is it. Then clear communication, you communicate clearly. You don't If you don't communicate clearly, it can cause development time wastage. You want them to build A, you did not communicate it well, they end up and build Z. It's going to cause the company a lot. So there should be clear communication. When they don't understand, make them understand. And that's why you need to be able to, in fact, you need to know how to talk as a product manager. You need to be able to talk because you would speak and talk to your engineering team so that they understand and don't misquote you. And as they are working on it, you are also testing, you are checking that this thing I told them to build, did they build the right thing? So a PM real power is in clarity and alignment. So your real power as a product manager, it's in clarity. Your engineers are clear. Cross-functional team is clear about the goal. You are aligned with every cross-functional team's goal. So clarity and alignment, that's That's the power of a PM. So types of conflicts that you will manage as a PM. You will manage business versus engineering team conflicts, speed versus quality, leadership versus user need. Let's go to the first one, business versus engineering. That's the real tension, business and engineering. Now the business will think, we need revenue now. Yes, business team wants it to launch fast because they feel they need the revenue now. Continue to pay staff, we need revenue now. Now business team is saying we need revenue now. Engineering team is saying that this thing that you are asking us to do is to break the system. How do you then align? Business team wants you to launch quickly, wants you to like, oh, we need revenue, put this feature there because we need revenue. Now engineering team is telling you that, oh no, if we do this thing, it's to break the system. Then they would need to start doing a lot of things. Now you need to be able to now align, weigh the options. We need revenue now, okay. Should we, even if we need revenue now, should we proceed to launch this thing? Should we proceed to build this thing? You need to align because both sides are right here. Business team is right that we need revenue. Engineering team is saying that this thing will break the system. So now you need to be able to manage the two. Launch it this quarter. Business team is saying that launch this thing this quarter. Oh, engineering team is saying that no, we cannot launch this quarter because we need time to refactor our codes. How do you balance this thing? How do you manage expectations? Competitors, business team is saying that competitors already have it now. So I'm asking you that, what's it called, build this future. Just like that question Stofumi said, and engineering team is saying that this thing is impossible. And I'm saying that build this thing. Competitor have it. So why will you tell me it's impossible? Build this future. Competitors have it. Now, technical team is telling me that we have technical debts. So they have some technical debts they need to clear out, that they need to pay first before they can build this thing. Now both sides are right. Obviously, both sides, that's the business team and the engineering team, are right. Now you now need to be able to manage the expectations of both. That's what makes you a good PM. You need to be able to manage the expectation of both. Okay, you have technical debt. How long is it going to take you to clear your technical debts? So can we, rather than launching this quarter, can we make it like next quarter, early next quarter? Okay, for this time to refactor, can we bring in enough more resources to help with refactoring so that we can still launch this quarter? So you need to like be able to align. That's the only way you can settle all of this dispute, because it will arise. That's the core tension. That's where the business and engineering team, that's where most of the conflicts will always arise. Business team say this, engineering team say that. So everybody is saying their own. Nobody wants to hear the other one's own. So you need to really align because both sides are right. Technical team is telling you how it is on their end. Business is telling you how it is on their own hand too, because for them revenue is important. For them they need to launch. For them they don't understand what engineering team is doing. Their own is it not product? Launch the product now. So now as a PM you need to be strategic. You need to now be able to manage this conflict well. Why this conflict happens? Because there are different incentives. Let's look at the business and engineering team now. Business team is looking at revenue, like I said earlier, while engineering team is looking at stability. They need the system to be stable. They don't want to build a future that, or a product that the app will crash tomorrow, or the platform will go and crash tomorrow, or it will bring cause bug to the system, introduce bug to the system. So they are looking at stability. You are looking as a business team, they are looking at revenue. Another one is the speed. Business is looking at, go to market now, go to market, we need to go to market fast fast. Now engineering team is looking at how scalable this thing that you are saying we should go to the market. What if there is a surge and we have like 1,000 users? Can our system scale? So they have different perspective to things. Now business team is like, oh, there is market pressure, competitors everywhere. What if competitors launch their own app before our own? What do we do? So because of this, please launch. I don't know how you want to do it though, but just launch to the market. So now engineering team is looking like, it's not about launching. No, we need to look at the technical quality. We need to look at the quality of what we are doing, because we are the one that understands the system. So are you sure this system can scale through? If we do this, we need to the system needs to be to 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 be stable. The system needs to be able to stand the test of time, because if anything fails, it's still the engineering team that they will call. So that's why this conflict happens. So now let's look at the main thing here, which is how PM resolves this conflict. So translating goals. Now, as a PM, you have to explain the business urgency in technical terms, explain technical risks in business impact terms. Now, to the technical team, you need to explain the business urgency in the way that they will understand, in their own technical terms that they will understand. Den you now explain the technical risks involved if we launch when the system is not stable yet. You explain it in business impact terms. Remember that business don't know technical, technical don't know business. Now you need to communicate. Remember that you are in the middle now. Now you need to communicate to the business team that, oh, see the technical risks involved. Then you also have to explain to the business urgency to the technical team as well. So you need to stand in between these two to communicate. That's one. Then you use data as well. You can use data. Revenue impact. What's the revenue impact if you are able to launch this product? What's the risk assessment? Remember we did use assessment yesterday. So that's why all these topics, like I said, they are interwoven and you will need them. So now risk assessment. You've done your risk assessment and you've seen, oh, this one, it's high, it's critical, it's remember that thing we did yesterday, critical, high, medium and low. And you're like, no, this one is critical. So with the risk assessment, you are using data to speak now. This is it, this is that. Cost of delay. How much is it going to cost you? What is your cost when it comes to delaying? Then the technical risk. What's the severity of the technical risk that you're looking at? Then you will now have to offer them options, not argument that business team is right, technical team you have to do what business team is saying. No, technical team you are right, business team you need to understand though. No, you don't argue. What you need to do is you now offer options. See example now. Example of this. Let's see. Okay. Now, option: launch in 2 weeks. If you launch in 2 weeks, is that we launch in 2 weeks, but we limit the scope. Like, you don't give them all the full options, the full features. So you limit the scope of what you want to. If your MVP before is saying 5 feature, and business team is saying that launch in 2 weeks. So okay, I know wahala, we can launch in 2 weeks, but we'll reduce the scope from 5 to 3. Or we'll launch in 6 weeks and we provide the 5 options. So stakeholders will now be the one to choose the trade-off consciously, that okay, let's wait and launch in 6 months so that we can give them full option. Or let's launch in 2 weeks, then we'll give them limited scope. Later we can start adding others. So you let the stakeholders now choose consciously. So rather than arguing as the product manager, you need to give them options, profile options, offer options for them to be able to pick, having critically analyze the problem, translating the goals. One, that's one thing you should first do. You translate the goal, then you use data. Translate the goal and you use data. Your data would include what the revenue impact would be, what the risk assessment is, what the cost of delay will be, and the technical risk severity involved. So doing all of this, you will be able to resolve conflicts. Let's look at the second type of conflict that we have. Any question on the first one before we proceed with this? Okay. So the second type of conflict that we have is the speed versus quality debate. Speed versus quality. Now, speed, you move fast, you beat competitors, you test your idea quickly. Those are the elements associated with speed. When you prioritize speed, you are able to move faster and able to beat your competitor before they launch their own product or their feature you've launched, and you're able to quickly test your ideas and iterate. Now, looking at quality now, quality will give you stability. Customers will trust your app. Then your brand reputation would be maintained. So quality comes with stability, it comes with trust, and it comes with brand reputation. So you need to like look at, okay, which one are we really going for? Do we want to move fast, beat competitors, or we need a stable system that the customers will trust, so that the brand reputation, they will know that anything that comes from those people, they're usually genuine products. They are products that can stand the test of time. They are products that are stable, not product that you open today, tomorrow it crash. So when are you supposed to prioritize speed? When you have to prioritize speed is at the MVP stage, your minimum viable product stage. Like, oh, you want to quickly launch so that you can learn from the user. Then you can prioritize speed. When you're trying to experiment, you can also prioritize speed. If in an early startup phase, you're a startup, you're just trying to set up everything. So yes, for that phase, you can also prioritize speed. Then if the features are low risk future, then you can also prioritize your risk. So this is when you prioritize quality. Prioritize quality when it's payment systems. Like we said yesterday, if it is a fintech application, your KYC, your AML has to be very strong. So you have to prioritize quality if you find yourself in that kind of space. If it is a payment system, prioritize quality if it is health. Health is wealth. You cannot replace lives. So you cannot use somebody's life to be testing. So if you find yourself in this situation, healthcare, you can't say you want to build an app that allows people to check their blood pressure, then you now make mistake, or you deliver what is not of quality, such that somebody that is not hypertensive is checking his or her BP and the BP is now high, and the person now started taking antihypertensive drug, which causes damage to the health. So in such situation, you don't want to prioritize speed. That way, in that kind of situation, rather prioritize quality over speed. Prioritize quality over speed. Security features too. For your security features on your product too, you have to prioritize quality. You cannot say you are doing a KYC check, a KYC feature, then you want to quickly launch to the market. KYC feature that will help you to detect fraud, scammers, unauthorized users. You want to rush and speed to the market. Those kind of features require patience. They require you to prioritize quality over anything. Then compliance sensitive flows. If compliance is involved, you have to also prioritize quality. Anything that has to do with regulators, you're trying to comply with regulators, then quality is what you should prioritize over speed. Product management managers framework for decisions. So there are frameworks that you use in order for you to make your decision. What happens if this fail? Who is affected? Can we limit the exposure? Can we roll out gradually? So you need to ask you need to look at these frameworks that, oh, okay, what is this product I'm trying to launch fail? Who is going to be affected? Then can you limit the exposure of this risk? Or can you roll out your features gradually instead? So these are things you need to look at. A smart compromise would be having a better release, feature flags, then limited rollout. So the better release is like, oh, okay, you just release to certain group of people to test. Then depending on what the result is, you can now, excuse me, release to the general public. Or you flagged your futures now, okay, you want to release this, you want to save this for later. So you make your decision based on this framework. Okay, so leadership, this is the third one now. Leadership pressure versus user needs. It's the hardest conflict. So leadership says we need growth. User says we need simplicity. We need the app to be simple. We need it to be simplified. We don't need complicated system. But leadership is saying, oh, we need to grow. We need to grow from using the basic UI. Another one is another one is okay, if you say you need more monetization, then the user is saying you need a fair pricing. Fair pricing in the sense that your competitors. So another one is leadership is saying that increase the price if you want to make more profits or you want to generate your money. You have to increase the price oh. But user is saying that we need value, we need value. What we want is value. Yeah. The other thing be saying prices or increase the price. Now PMs are caught in the middle as usual. PMs are usually caught in the middle of users and leadership, which is usually the hardest conflict. Any question based on this? Okay, any from anyone? Thank you. Can also use the chat box. Okay, let's move on. Why this conflict happens? The leadership versus the users conflicts now. Leadership focuses on revenue targets. So leadership focuses on revenue targets, investors' expectations. Now, leadership will be like, oh, we have a revenue target. This is what we are looking at. In the end of the fourth quarter, we should be able to make this amount of revenue. And they are also like, oh, okay, they are focusing on the investors' expectation. Our investors are looking at, oh, we should have been able to do this, we should be able to do this. So they are managing investors' expectations. Then also the business team is focusing on market position. What's the market position for this product at that point in time? The user is focused on their experience, what's their experience like using your application, what's your experience like buying your product. They are also focused on the value that they will get in return. So users also focus on trust, like, oh, can I trust this person with this? So they focus on the expectation, they focus on value that they get in return for their money, and the customer's trust, how legit the businesses. So that's what the you can call it the customer, you can call it the user. So that's what it focuses on. RPMs handles leadership pressure. We've talked about RPM handles engineering versus business team pressure. Now, how do engineering team handle leadership pressure? The first one, user data. Like I said, you need to make your user research. You need to have your user data. It's very important. You have to use your data depending on the kind of data you want to collect. Is it primary, is it primary or secondary data? So depending, so you have to use data for your information, like, oh, according to this survey, 89% of Nigerians are poor, this, that. So you need to get that. You need to get that. So you need to also get customers' feedback after using the app. This is what they thought. This is how it should be. You collect their feedback as well. Then also the churn rate, how many persons are dropping off the app after registering. So you need to get data. You need to get data for that as well. Then you need to also get your NPS data. You need to get your behavioral analytics data. Okay, what's the behavior of your customers as well? So the behavior, how do they react to the product? You need to get that as well. It's to really help you. So the NPS now, you need this your behavioral and your NPS. It has to do with the customers. Your NPS is your net promoter score. So it just measures your user loyalty, the likelihood that they will recommend your product to someone. So what if you want to get your net promoter score is you, for instance, on your app you are saying that how would you rate our service? You now put 1 to 5 or percentage. So that's what it's meant by NPS. That's net promoter score. So it's also you trying to get that kind of data, which is the user's feedback. It also helps you. So another way is the show trade-offs. This is by increasing the revenue, increasing revenue that may increase in short term. So like, oh, okay, you just increase price before. Oh, this is the price of this product subscription. Now we want to increase it to this. So that's how you can show trade off. Then your churn rates as well. Churn may increase long term. So if you increase your price as well, the churn may increase in the long term. Like people now say, subscription that is 1,000 is now 10,000 naira now. Then they will drop off. So another way is to handle alignment. Sorry. Another way is to align to your strategy. So You tie your decision back to your North Star metric and your long term vision. We already know what our North Star metric is, the one that you use in testing your core feature or your core functionality. So now you can now align your decision back to the core feature of a platform, that okay, how is this going to work for me, looking at the core feature of the product. Another one is the long term vision. So you need to like the decision back, you have to link your decision back to your long term vision. Alright, so the golden rule of conflict resolution now. When conflict arises, one, clarity is the goal. Try to like, okay, understand why there is conflict. You need to really understand both sides, why there is conflict, the reason for the conflict. So clarity is the goal. Be clear. You don't go and try to manage a conflict that you are not even clear with, that you don't even understand in the first place. So for every conflict management, you have to understand the conflict. So it starts with you getting clarity on what the goal is. Conflict has arisen. Okay, what's the goal of this thing? What's the goal of that thing? Okay, now align. Then you now identify the constraints. Oh, these are the issues that will not make this work out. Business team is saying this, operation team is saying this. So this is the reason this one will not work out. This is the reason why this will work out. So you look at it that way after you must have gotten your clarity. Then another one is you now list your trade-offs. You list your trade-offs that, oh, okay, uh this is the issue, this is more context to it. So for this product that we are trying to learn, what can be the trade-offs? Then you now start looking at it that, okay, it's not like you cannot do without this because you still have one, you can manage your old one. So you start looking at that. Then you now present your options to the team. Okay, this is the option. If we are going with this is what is going to cost us. If we are going with that, this is the implication of going with that. So you list them so that they are able to do the last one, which is aligning on your decision. That okay, we'll make a decision that will go with option A, meaning everybody will align and support option A. So that's the golden rule of conflict resolution when it comes to product management. Conflict resolution framework. Are you still with me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now the framework. The PM must stay calm. Yeah, there is conflict, there's tension. This one is fighting this one is not agreeing. You want the product to go like this, they want the product to go the other way. So amidst the tension, the disagreement, stay calm. That's one thing you should default do as a program manager. You have to stay calm. It might not even be you and your engineering team now. It can just be any other person, any person at all. So first thing first, Stay calm. Don't panic. Stay calm. Then avoid ego. Your product team and your engineering team are not aligning. They are saying this, that. Now, you don't come there as a product manager and start saying, do you know how many years of experience I have as a product manager? Who are you, sef? You that you are not even up to my younger brother, my younger sister. If not for this work, you don't have to do all of that. Me, I've managed people that are even older than you, people that are more experienced than you. You don't have to you don't have to start doing all of that. You manage your ego. Yes, you have ego, but please manage that ego of yours when conflict arises. Stay calm, first thing first. Stay calm, then avoid your ego, not even manage it. Avoid it, like don't bring your ego into everything to scatter everything. No. So avoid ego, stay calm, avoid ego, focus on the product goals. You have a product goal. When you started having the product idea, you started your documentation, there's a product goal. It's clear. So you have to focus on it. Oh, this product, the goal of this product, and good that each and every one of us have written beautiful product ideas, and we've also put our product goals there. So imagine your product goal is, oh, you want to create a smooth, uh affordable ride for workers in Lagos. That's your goal. You want to be able to achieve that now. So you have to focus on it. Everything that you are doing should be focused. So if they are now saying that ordering from the app will not be possible, you know that it's already deviating from the product goal. You don't want that to happen. You're already deviating from the product goal. So no, you don't want that to happen. So you have to focus on the goal. This is the goal. So you need to focus on it, and not just engineering team say this one, you follow engineering team. Business team say this one tomorrow, you follow business team. Especially maybe you have personal preference for somebody, then now say, oh, I don't want problem jare, let me follow this one, let me follow that one. No, you don't do that in products. You have to focus on the product goal. Revisit your product goal when everything looks like it has scattered, when it looks like everything is falling apart. Just go back to your documentation. What is the product goal? And that's why I said yesterday that, remember that at the beginning of our class, I was like, why do we want to become a product manager? And we have reasons why we want to become a product manager. So that thing, that motivation, let it still be our motivation when things are rough, when things don't go that same way that you want it to go. When you start questioning yourself or doubting your ability, that are you sure that this product management work is for me, always go back to that your goal. And it will be nice if you can even write it down, put it on sticky notes where you can see it every day. Always go back to it, that this is the goal. So focus, don't deviate. That thing that motivates you, let it continue to motivate you. So be problem focused, not person focused. Yes, it's very important. Now, also remember that in our assignment, in our beautiful product ideas too, we've talked about, you've written out yourselves, you've written out the problem and the solution, that this is a problem that you're trying to solve. Now, Dat problem, that is what you should focus on, not the person now. Don't focus on because your friend is part of the engineering team. Don't focus because you like somebody in the business team. Focus on the problem. This is the problem we are trying to solve, guys. This is the problem. That's why it's always good to document. Go back to your document, check your PRD where you put your problem and the solution. So focus, this is the problem. So if we are going to solve this problem, this is what we are going to do. So if anything that the business or the engineering team or any team at all is saying and is deviating you from solving the problem, know that it is not the right thing. It is not the right thing and will not be the right thing. So be problem focused. Focus on the problem. This is the problem. You cannot have a problem, for instance now, you are having headache, somebody beside you is having stomachache. You will focus on your own problem first. Or what am I even saying? You are having headache, then you now saw something that you liked, or somebody that you liked is beside you, you are having a you focus on how you want to resolve that your headache first before you now focus on the person. Yourself, that's what you focus on, like solve the problem first. You cannot remove, fire cannot catch you. Abi how will I, if fire burns you and burn your child for instance or a loved one, you remove your own fire first now. So focus on the problem. Don't focus on the beautiful face, the property or the person face. For instance now, engineering team tell you that they cannot build this thing, this thing will not work out because this is why. But because you do not like that particular person that said that in the engineering team, and the person is even giving you valid reasons of why this thing will not work the way you want them to implement it. You now say because you hate the person normal normal. You now say for where? It must work. In fact, that thing gangan is what you must implement. Like, I don't know how you want to do it oh, you must go and do it. And you sef inside of you, you know that this thing person is saying is true. But because you don't like the person, because you have issues with the person, you are now saying no, you see that thing gangan, that is what we will do. We must do it anyhow you want to do it oh, like just because maybe you want to use it to suffer the person or something. No, doesn't work like that. I always tell people, when you go to work or before you start work, even when you work from home, everybody have their own problem. Like we have our own different problems, so there's no one that is problem free. So before you start your work, carry your problem, put it on. Once it is 8 o'clock abi 9 o'clock that you want to resume work, put your problem somewhere and carry a new identity of yourself, like this is work, this is what is feeding me. Take your work, take your job seriously. After work oh, if you close by 5, you can go and carry it again and be like, hey, see my life oh, hey. Like don't do like how will I put it now, um you're not trying to be people to be pampering you at work, or people to be pitying you because they are going through a lot, they should understand. No, when you're at work, take your work serious. After work you can go back to your problem. Everybody has problem, like people will just come, they are facing a lot, but they will think Elizabeth is fine, everything is fine. You will not know, because work is work. After work you can go back to your personal life and start thinking about your problems. So the same thing happens in products. Problem focus on the problem. After work or even if you have issues, I used to tell my colleagues, see, it's not like, I used to tell them, even if I'm fighting you, we are fighting on it does not affect me when it comes to work. I will come and meet you for work. If I ask you to do something, you do. You can ask me to do something, I will do it, in as much as it is work. On a personal level is what I'm having issues with you. I don't have issues with you when it comes to work. When it comes to work, we do as if we don't have fight. After work, we go back to our normal fighting. But in as much as work is concerned, even if you don't like me, let's shall work. After work, you fit still carry your hatred that I don't like this person. But in as much as work is concerned, I always say you call me during work, I will respond to you. You might not call me after work or I will not respond again. But in as much as work is concerned and it's working day, working hour, it's you will always hear from me. But after work, I can be like, why are you calling me? This is my own personal time, all of that. So yeah, be problem focus and not person focus when it comes to conflict resolution and framework. And yeah, with that, we have come to such a long slide anyways. I wanted us to finish it today and not put it to tomorrow, so that tomorrow, I said tomorrow we will do most of the talking. So we've come to the end of our conflict resolution. Any questions so far? Tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow is going to be we doing the talking. So it's Chika to for me. Any question, contributions regarding conflicts, how you can manage conflicts in your organization, wherever you find people you're working with, how can you manage conflicts, especially now that you're about to start your capstone project. Conflicts might arise. This person is just an intern now, you should not be disturbing me this way, so you should know how to be able to manage that. When you go for interviews too, they will ask you, how do you intend to manage your engineers if this dispute and that dispute arise? How are you going to manage your engineering team? So they will always ask you because they know that um engineering team, business team is usually like war. So they will ask you how you are able to manage conflicts. It's very important. Let me share us the slide. Let me share us the slide. Just give me a minute. Let me change the access to public. Coming on to remove the restriction so that everybody can access it once you have the link. And it says this really key. So that's the slide for today. That's the slide for today. Mm, so if you have questions, you can uh, please do well to ask. Let me also drop this. So yes, for all the recordings too, I'll work on it. Uh, I'll work on getting all of these remaining recordings from last week to this week and share it for us on the group as well, so that we can always go back to it. Yes, and for the topic as well, I'll I'll share all the topics that we've uh, treated. So tomorrow, please and please reach out to your accountability ahead of time. Tomorrow class. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, so tomorrow's class is still going to be 10. Yeah, tomorrow's class is going to be 10. Reach out to your accountability partner before time. Do your assignments relating to AI prompting. We're going to be looking at that tomorrow, and you will be the one doing most of the talking tomorrow. Don't because of that run away from class. So that's yes. Don't because of that run away from class tomorrow. So uh 10 a.m. And if you have other assignments I've not looked at, maybe you did submit when other submitted, also bring it along. We're going to be looking at that tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be looking at that tomorrow. So let me know. 10 o'clock tomorrow, please. Let's endeavor to join on time so we can wrap up on time. So tomorrow is going to be an interactive class. Yes, it's going to be interactive, and yeah, feel free to ask any question at all. Any question at all. So it's going to be more of an interactive class tomorrow. I need us to be active. Yeah, I need us to be active, agile. We're working in an agile environment, so yeah, I need us to be active. And yeah, it's also going to be more of prepping too. If you need prepping regarding uh your capstone project too, so just feel free to bring up anything tomorrow. Feel free to bring up anything tomorrow. Going to be happening by 9, and I said 9. It's going to be happening by 10, and leave us to join on time. Yeah, and leave us to join on time. Reach out to your accountability. The AI prompting assignment, there's one that you have to do with your accountability partner. So yeah, that's the time for you to work hand in hand with your accountability partner for that. So do have to reach out to them and let me know if you have any question, reactions or comments, contributions.
Mano question.
Hey, thank you to me. Chika, any question? Chika, you there? So yeah, I wanted us to focus on the previous assignment, and that's why I am not giving us the assignment today again. So that if we've not done the other ones, we can please do all to take a look and do it so that should there be corrections, uh we'll be able to let you know. So for your PRD too, the ones I said you should modify, kindly do well to or modify it as well. Do well to modify.
Ma, about that PRD assignment, is it like because in the assignment is like I saw something like you should just write a short PRD like in a manual paragraph. Is it like just um should I call it summarizing everything, or we should do it in a normal way a PRD should look like?
It's not it's the normal way PRD should be, but not a full PRD, a short paragraph. You can just do like maybe the summary, the problem statement, just write a short, depending on the parts that you want
Okay.
to do. So yes, if you want to focus on the problem statement, just do the problem statement. If you want to focus on the user story, just do short paragraph of the user story, then refine with AI.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's not like you're writing a full PRD again. You've already written a PRD before. So it's not like you're
Yeah.
writing a new PRD.
Okay.
Okay, any question again? Any question? So Chika, please take note of tomorrow's class and inform others. Inform them of their assignments to let them bring their assignment. And also for those that are yet to do their PRE assignments, it will be nice if they are able to bring it tomorrow in tomorrow's class. It would be nice if they're able to bring it in tomorrow's class. I know of. But actually, I've submitted
Excuse me, ma'am. What time is tomorrow class, ma'am?
at tomorrow's class is 10 a.m.
10 a.m., ma'am.
Yes, please.
Okay.
So I those that have not done their PRE assignment should also do submit so that they can also come and explain it. I know matter has not done. Babatunde too has not addressed the class on it. But they submitted. So yeah, let them please do also come and do that. Okay. Uh all right. So it's amazing having you all on the call today. Thank you for joining. Remember that we still have one more class tomorrow, so it is not over until it is over. Let's not be tired. Let's do well to attend tomorrow's class, ask questions, and like I said, always feel free. You can reach out to me at any point in time. That we are done with the topics does not mean you cannot ask your questions. That's why we have group chat as well. So you can always drop your questions and we would be readily available to answer all of your questions. So thanks everyone and do enjoy the Thank you. Thanks, Stephanie. Very good. Thanks, Chika. Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you so much.